needless, you know, to say, it was a long, trip. You know what I'm saying? It was a silent one. You know what I'm saying? I refused, man, to talk, man, to anybody. And finally, we got to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I saw a familiar, face, my mother, who once again, I thought was my sister. And my stepfather, said he laid, man, the rules down, which, one, was, I was to call him, daddy, and her mom, you know what I mean? And in my heart, and I refused it, you know what I mean? However, I believe he was, man, a threat, and if I didn't, so I reluctantly, obeyed. And over the next year, man, or so, as I got, settled, our man apartment, it was a one bedroom man apartment, almost like a studio, and my bedroom, it was in the hallway, pretty much, inside of a closet. The only thing that separated us, was man, a sheet between my bedroom, and theirs, and I would eventually, meet, man, some people who kind of warmed up, too, and my auntie, and uncle, and their kids, man, accepted me, man, immediately, I appreciated that. Our landlord, had, kids, and I found, man, a friend, and their youngest daughter who basically, taught me, how, man, to play, rough, man, and all this, her three, older brothers, I can remember, always wanted, man, to hang out, with them, you know what I mean, and I was never, man, allowed to, I was too young. And finally, I got my opportunity to hang it with the big boys, you know what I mean, and I was invited out, in the back of the apartment, where we live, to shoot, man, some birds, you know what I mean, and as I trailed them, I was so, man, excited, I couldn't wait, man, to get out there, and have a turn, with the gun, you know what I mean, and as we search, man, for birds and things, I'm looking, man, intently, you know what I mean, I can't, wait, I'm hanging out, with, man, the big boys now. And all of a sudden, one of the brothers, he turned the gun on me, and I was told to get on my knees, and I could not, understand, what was going on, you know what I'm saying? I was not, the bird, why you pointing it, at me, and finally, I began, man, to take them, really, serious, and I began, to cry, at that time I was 7 years old, and one of the brothers, he began to unzip, man, his pants, and he proceeded to force me to perform, oral sex on him, you know what I'm saying? And as I sat there, or, as I squat down there, on my knees, crying, you know what I'm saying? I remember I just kept, asking, why? As this guy, was doing that to me, and I was told, if I ever told anybody, I was gonna die, and that my mom and stepfather, would be man ejected, and would have to live on the street. And at that time, I, man, believed him, why not? And all of a sudden, man, a thought entered into my mind, man, to run as soon as I get, man, an opening. I saw that opening, and I got up, and I ran as fast, as I, as I can, not knowing, if I was gonna get my hand shot in the head, with my hand, the pellet gun, man, or not, I took, man, that chance. I got away. I can remember, running up, under, the house, the apartment, building, man, or whatever, at that time, houses, man, set, man, on bricks, you know what I mean? I hid up under the house, man, for some time, crying, you know what I mean? And I never told anybody. I had to live around them, man, for 1 year, pretty much, with a little secret. Well, by the time, I was 8, my stepfather, he began, planning, man, to move, man, to Los Angeles, to find, work. And at that time, I had never, heard of anywhere else, outside, man, of Arkansas. I thought, Arkansas, it was the world, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, I'm faced, with having, believe, man, a place, the only place I had ever known. He went out, first, and we came, later, after he found an apartment in the Imperial Courts housing projects. Ramonte and Uncle had already moved, and my stepfather's, mom had already been living there, man, as well. And that first week, in fact, that first day, man, in LA, I was struck. I was culture, shocked, all the noise, man, all the traffic, all the people, I had never seen it, in my life. And all of a sudden, it was upon me. I was glad to see my cousins and my young, uncle, who was a year, older, than me. I was, man, familiar, with them. I got to meet, man, some new, friends, on that first day, man, as well. Well, two things, happened to me, man, that week. The first, I witnessed, man, two men, out there, across, man, the street, arguing. As us kids, played, man, and across, man, the street. Again, I wasn't used to that, And so, I'm staring at this drama, And one of the guys, all of a sudden he put on, and a gun and just, fire, bam, bam. And I saw the guy, drop, And I was stunned, Yeah, the kids, They didn't even face them. It was normal, man, to them. And so I was introduced, man, to LA, on that day. And also, on that first week, one of my new friends had invited me to what he called, man, a Bible club. It was an inner city, ministry, called, World Impact, that had been founded, man, in Watts, man, in 1965, 8 years, earlier. And these people were white. So, most of them, in the all, black, neighborhood. And at that time, it was pretty, hostile, man, for white people to be caught in there. Only World Impact were allowed, man, to be there and were safe. Because they had earned the trust of the people. And so I was invited, man, to Bible club. And initially, I was, man, reluctant. I was scared, man, to go. Listen to my friend. He informed me, of the milk, man, and cookies. At the end of the Bible club. And I ran and asked my mother, at that point. And I was allowed, man, to go. That first week, I heard the story, man, of Christ. I had heard of him on the wing, my grandmother, man, but never, like this. And that day, I gave my life, man, to Christ, as an 8-year-old. That began a 4-year participation, with man and the Bible clubs, each week, and I went, faithfully. I could not, wait to go there. It was the only time, I got hugged. It was the only time I felt like I was a prince, man, and among them. I was cared for. And so it became the missionaries, man, a stabilizing influence, in a way. I would often, witness my parents, fight, man, and argue. Even at the point of having seen my stepfather put, man, a gun to my mother's head. And while my mother had, man, a butcher knife, at his gut. And thankfully, nothing, ever happened, beyond that, man. But it made, our home, almost unfriendly, man, and hostile, and uncertain. And over the course of my first 4 years, man, in LA, in Watts, I had never known, I had, man, a problem, with my speech, up until, I moved, man, to LA. I can remember, I was the center, man, of jokes, all the time,